And you good to go?
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right. So, Lillian, we are off to the races. Thank you for making this happen.
Thanks for having me.
I'm in Washington State in the upper left corner of the United States. Where are you located?
I'm uh, I'm in New Zealand on the most southern part of the South Island.
Okay, cool. I've been close. I've been to Australia a whole bunch of times. I've never been to New Zealand. Everyone tells me I'm missing out. It's beautiful and I need to go there.
Absolutely, absolutely. The nature here is absolutely gorgeous. The mountains, the just everything outdoors is just great. Yeah,
What
it's
season? What season are you guys in now?
winter. We're coming up to
Winter.
spring.
Okay, gotcha. We're just
Yeah.
kind of getting near the tail end of our summer a little bit here, but some people might be listening to this in the future, just audio, but for anybody who's watching on video, they'll see that you've got a little one in your arms. And so, how many kids do you have? What age?
Two. This is the newest edition, obviously. Hey, this is Tommy, and he is 11 weeks old. And then we've got another boy. He's called Mick, and he turns 3 in October.
I'm, it happens every now and then that I'll do an interview and a parent has one of their children in their arms, and I'm always shocked and amazed that you're able to pull that off, quite frankly. Our most recent child, our daughter, who's just turned 4, there's no way she would be that still and content for more than like 11 seconds. So I'm very impressed.
I get what you mean. Our firstborn was exactly the same.
Oh,
And
really?
this Yeah, and the second one is 180 degrees from the firstborn. So I was like, he's pretty relaxed. So I thought we'll just give it a go. We'll see how we end up.
We'll play it by ear. Yeah, hey, if we have to cut it short,
Yeah,
we'll cut it short. This is real life.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
you're a Linchpin member, but one of the things I found so interesting is I love chatting with people, hearing what they do. We've got people doing all different things all across the world. And you said that you were a business owner, which we've got some business owners that could mean anything, but I've never heard anyone follow up with, I'm a business owner. I wholesale tulip bulbs domestically. I guess I knew that that
Yes.
probably had to happen, but I've never met anyone that does it. I want to learn about it. What is that all about?
So basically, my partner has a company here where he's the manager of, and they grow tulip bulbs. And because we're in the hemisphere, they export the bulbs that are big enough to the northern hemisphere so that they can then grow them in the glass house for cut flower throughout the year. So let's say America, we've got American customers as well. They can use their own flowers from um, December, January to about May. And then once they import tulip bulbs from the southern hemisphere, they can continue their glasshouse production because the season is opposite from where they are.
Gotcha.
So that's
Okay.
what my partner does. But
Yes.
then, so a couple of years ago, there was one company who didn't export them, but mostly sold them domestically so throughout New Zealand. They retired, and I stepped up and I said, I wouldn't mind taking over your business. I can buy them from my partner, and then I can just send them throughout New Zealand to also to florists or who would grow them for the cut flower in spring and sell them in bouquets on subscriptions and all that kind of stuff.
That's awesome, by the way. Were you entrepreneurial to start with? I mean, or did you just decide, well, let's just see, I'm going to just buy a business and take it over and just run this thing?
Basically, I knew that I had it in me. I didn't know that. I'm quite hands-on, and that's just my personality, really. But then I just basically just waited for an opportunity to rise up throughout my whole life, and this just came on my path, and I was like, I'm taking this with both hands, and we're doing this, and yeah, and that was two
How
years
long
ago.
ago was that? Oh, 2 years ago.
Yes,
And
yeah.
has it been ups and downs and highs and lows, or how has it been?
It's been really good because they gave me their customer list. That was really helpful. And so I contacted everyone the first year, and I didn't look for new ones because I wanted to say how this works, how are we processing, just yeah, getting a feel for a picture, like what are we doing. And then last year I found more customers, and we actually sold 200,000 bulbs more than the year before, which to me is unbelievable because we've got about 5 million people living in New Zealand, and I sold 1.3 million tulip bulbs.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
And are you a one woman show? How many people are in the company? Like, what are you dealing with?
So it's processing takes about 5 to 6 weeks. So that's when we have a conveyor belt and we've got a bin tipper. So we buy them in bins from my partner. They go over the conveyor belt, so we have to do a quality check to make sure they're all looking good, and then we pack them in either crates or bags. We do that with 3 people because last season I was pregnant and I wasn't able to lift, so we got an extra person on board. And the rest of the year it's me. So I make a catalog. I try to keep my Instagram, keep putting posts up. I've got a website that I need to do some maintenance on, and so yeah, so it's 3 people for 6 weeks, and then the rest of the year it's me.
In case I forget to ask later, promote it right now. What's your website? What's your Instagram?
So my website is www.falkflowers.co.nz. So that's VALK flowers, and my Instagram is falkflowersnz.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. All right, very cool. And so you said when we were going back and forth via email, the job takes you 6 weeks to process the bulbs, and the rest of the year you maintain contact with the customers. What is that, just touching base and making sure everything's going good?
Yeah, so yes, absolutely. So I've got one big customer who grows them in his glass house. So because last year was my first year, I went on a business trip and I visited this person because he's never met me. He had no idea I existed until I
Very
sent him
nice.
an email and said, "Hey, I want to sell you some bulbs." And so yeah, and so that's what we do. But also the first orders for next year are already coming in. And so I had there's a council here that asked me to come on over and have a look at my assortment and make a plan of what variety to grow where, because we sell about 32 different varieties. So I wanted my input on what colors match with what, and yeah, so that's already, yeah, it's already started.
So it as if sounds like you're not busy enough with two young children and then running your own business. You said that you also are a employee for an ambulance service in New Zealand as well. Is that still happening?
Casual, yes, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm a casual employee on the, yeah, yeah,
I
on an
love that you
ambulance.
said casual employee.
Yeah, yeah, that's what they call it here. So I can pick and choose shifts.
Okay.
So obviously, I haven't gone back in to an ambulance as of yet. We'll wait till he's a bit older and goes back to daycare, but it's most likely will look like night shifts. But yeah, I'm driving the ambulance or attending a patient on the ambulance, and that's pretty cool.
What, I mean, so you've got some medical training in your background?
Yeah, so it works a bit different here compared to where I come from in Holland. I don't know what it's like in America, but here there's an entry level, which is called a first responder, and that's about, I think, 12 days of courses. So you learn to drive the ambulance, and you learn not basic, but just one first aid. So we can do a
Mm-hmm.
little bit more. That's your entry level. And because we are short staffed, they allow entry level um, ambulance officers on the ambulance. And
Gotcha.
so the next step up is an emergency medical technician, an EMT.
Yes.
And they've done a more extensive course, obviously. They went to school and they carry on. And then up from that is your paramedic. But like I said, since we're short staffed in the healthcare, they allow first responders to help out when needed.
And I don't, maybe I'm not wording this properly because I'm assuming if they're calling an ambulance that something's gone wrong, there's trauma, there's chaos, there's sadness. But do you enjoy that work? Is it like exciting or invigorating or fulfilling, or how would you describe it?
Yeah, so it started with me being a volunteer at the fire brigade in our local township. And so we already go to yeah, the messy car crashes and or having to give medical aid to people in need. And that was I do that as a volunteer, and that's very fulfilling, very rewarding, really, that you're able to help out the community, the people in your community. That's what it was for me. Yeah. And then I had my first baby, and I was looking at a part-time job, and I couldn't be a part-time firefighter because you just can't. There's such an extensive
Mm,
um, recruitment program that they won't allow you to be a part-timer because there's just too
sure.
much money involved in recruiting, in training you. And that's when I became a casual for the ambulance service because I knew I really, really love helping people
Okay.
in need. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Well, you've got, as I said before, a lot going on from your own business to being a busy mom to the whole nine yards. Um, and you're still trying to make your own health and fitness a priority. You got a whole lot of choices out there. What made you decide on Linchpin?
So I love CrossFit. The concept, everything. It's not I have to go into the gym. I really want to. I really love it. And by the end of 2019, I came across the CrossFit Linchpin Instagram page. I don't know how. Maybe it was sponsored. I don't know. But I had a look, and I remember the subscription in my local box was going up like significantly, and that
Mm,
it was I have to because we're out the township. I have to travel half an hour into the gym, and then half an hour home, and the hours never suited me. And so I thought, well, I've been doing this for a couple of years. I know how I move, and I know that technique is very important. So when I came across your Instagram page, I had a look, I had a nosy, and what I loved about your training was the fact that you give us a daily video of what you want us to get out of the workout.
mm.
There's the warm up. There's the different options. It was three options back then: RX, Scaled, and Leo. And there's a cool down and stretching. And so, what works for me is that I don't have to think about what am I going
Right.
to do when I step into the gym. I can just look at the app and say, "Oh, this is what we're doing. Great," and I'm just doing it.
100%. And do you, where do you work out? Do you have someplace in your house? Is it out back?
We've got a new shed built last year, so
Nice.
there's about 15 square meters of gym in there. I've bought an assault bike and I've got a barbell. I started out with the Leo option with a pair of dumbbells and a skipping rope, and yeah, and that evolved in the last 5 years to an actual gym.
Oh, that's
And so,
fantastic.
but it's great. It's just I love people. I'm a social person, but I exercise by myself. It's just the fact that I can just go out and do it when it suits me. That freedom really, really works for me. Yeah.
100%. Well, let me let me maybe wrap this up with this final question because you are living the life. There's plenty of busy parents out there, and you're a busy parent and a business owner and all that. It would be really easy for you not to work out and nobody would bat an eye. They'd be like, she's got so much going on. That's okay. But you're choosing to make it happen. Do you have any advice or recommendation to people they're very busy, they've let themselves slip, and they're like, well, this woman's not letting her slip. What's her secret? What's your secret to still making fitness happen?
I think one of the biggest thing is motivation is highly overrated. I can assure you, I'm not motivated when it's 4 degrees outside to step on an assault bike because I used to train in the carport. So please don't. I'm not motivated. No, I'm not motivated every day either. But think about your health. Think about the future, and also think about being an example for your kids, choosing your health, and then yeah, being an example that way for your kids and your surrounding. Really, yeah.
100%. Well, Lillian, I appreciate it. Thank you so much, and thank you for, making it happen even with a little one there. Again, I'm
Yes.
extraordinarily impressed.
Thank you. I think you might be hungry soon, so
Hey,
we're
perfect
off.
timing. Well, take care of your other
Yes.
responsibilities. Thank you for being a part of Linchpin. I'm sure I'll see you online.
Yes, thank you so much for having us and have a good day.
Have a good day.
All right.